Hello and welcome to the latest Travel Weekly webcast. I'm delighted today to be joined by Rzymowska, Celebrity Cruises Vice President and Managing Director for the EMEA. Now, you're currently running a competition, Joe, where agents can secure a cabin on the next Edge Series ship, which is Celebrity Beyond. Can you just tell us a bit about the competition and why you decided to run it?
Yeah, sure. Harry, hi. Good to speak to you from our new offices, as you can see with my new backdrop, which is wonderful. So really excited. We're now back in the office, which is fabulous, as we get ready to race to beyond. And that's exactly the final campaign that we're really putting together to encourage our travel partners to get really excited to win a place on Celebrity Beyond, sailing out of Southampton for inaugural sailing, looking at the 23rd of April and the 25th of April, and that's what we're really working towards. So we are giving away in the month of February, so every Tuesday, we will be announcing 5 lucky winners who will be winning a place on board Celebrity Beyond for that inaugural 2-night sailing. And they will have the opportunity to bring with them a guest, so that could be another colleague, or a guest of their choice. So we've had a great response with our Celebrity Moments campaign, where we've been giving away 100 staterooms based on bookings. So they will have 1 entry for any celebrity booking that is made, and 2 entries if they do a Celebrity European Summer 2022 booking.
Brilliant. And let's just whet the appetites of agents who are, in the running for this. And what kind of, what can they expect from the sailing on the 23rd? Will there, who will be on for Celebrity? What any special guests?
Well, it's going to be really exciting because this is going to be our first ship launching out of Southampton for quite a long time. We were hoping to do that with Apex, but sadly, the Omicron variant had not Omicron at that stage, but the COVID had different ideas. So we're really excited to be launching Celebrity Beyond here in Southampton. It shows our commitment to this marketplace. They are going to have the opportunity to experience all the wonderful 29 different dining and restaurants and bars, the incredible celebrity entertainment. We are going to be having a host of guests on board. So they will have an opportunity to meet one another first and foremost, because let's face it, there's been so few opportunities for the travel partners to get together over the last couple of years now. So we know that they're really excited about it. But we are going to be running this cruise just as we would a revenue cruise. So they're going to experience all of our great cuisine, all of our great hospitality, all of our incredible entertainment, and most importantly, the opportunity to mix and mingle and network with one another.
Brilliant. How many agents can we expect on board for that sailing?
Well, over the 2 sailings, we will be hosting just over 1,000 agents. So there'll be a significant number of our agent partners on board over the 2 sailings.
Brilliant. So we're currently talking in the middle of Wave. How's it been so far for you as a line? Has it been anything close to a traditional Wave period for you, or has it been markedly different?
Well, we're delighted to be back. Obviously, the Omicron variant was not the start that all of us wanted, and it definitely did stem some consumer confidence. The great news is that we're now seeing, with the lifting of restrictions, we're definitely seeing a difference now in demand. Overall, for the summer, for Q3 onwards, we are seeing good demand. We're definitely seeing demand closer to home, but we've got 6 ships sailing around Europe this summer, so that's great from that point of view. We've got, at the moment, with our Wave offer with free flights for Europe, we're seeing a big uptake up on that, together with our always included proposition and our savings proposition. So we're positive overall that the summer, all things being equal, now that we're seeing the restrictions lifting, the great recent news that the day 2 test is also going to be lifting, that definitely was something that was causing some concern for consumers. And the extension, most importantly, of our cruise with the confidence policy. So now all bookings up until the end of March for all sailings throughout the whole of the summer through to the end of September the cruise with confidence, where they can cancel if they need to, or get a future cruise credit up to 48 hours beforehand still applies.
Brilliant.
But they don't want to do that. They want to go on a cruise, and that's what we're seeing more and more.
Brilliant. So you've touched on a couple of booking trends there, Joe. Like people wanting to cruise close to home at the moment. What other trends have you noticed that maybe I wouldn't be aware of?
You're right. So Silhouette out of Southampton is selling very well, and yes, overall we are seeing a stronger demand for our European cruises. That said, more recently, as the restriction announcements lifting have been announced, we are seeing late demand for the Caribbean in particular, as people become more confident in travelling long haul as well.
Brilliant. Well, what's the feeling among cruise executives such as yourself about the coming months? Do you think this will be the summer that, where we finally wave goodbye to COVID and the pandemic, and we can really look forward to an industry that's, and operations that return to more or less normal?
I'd love to say that. I'd love to have a crystal ball, as we all would. Listen, I think now, as I say, it's living with COVID as opposed to pre and post COVID. I think the good news is that the Omicron variant has definitely shown that it is less aggressive. It definitely has been, there's been a greater risk of more people getting it, but those, luckily, especially those who've been vaccinated, are falling less ill. The World Health Organization is saying we're not through it yet, and we need to continue to be vigilant, and we need to continue to be sensible, and we need to continue to make sure that we keep our guests and our crew safe. But which other holiday are you in a situation where that everybody is vaccinated, both guests and crew, or at least 95%? Some of the children obviously won't be, but we're looking at making sure that at least 90% of our guests and 100% of our crew are. The level of protocols that we have on board the ships to keep people safe. There simply isn't another holiday that gives you that level of safety. We can't say we're through it. We don't know if we're through it, and I think we will be living with this for a bit longer. I think the key thing is now we know more about it. We know how to deal with it. And we are just showing how cruise holidays do offer one of the safest holiday options for consumers.
Yeah, I completely agree. Can you just tell us where Celebrity is at in terms of its restart plans? How many ships have come back into service and how many more are to come?
So we've got 11 of our 14 ships sailing back now. We were the first to sail back out of the US, out the whole of the industry. We had Apex sailing around the Greek Isles last summer. We had Silhouette doing very successful UK British Isle cruising. So 11 of the 14 ships are back. So that's really good news overall for the fleet. And then we're getting ready now for our summer season, and we'll have 6 ships from the fleet, which will then be 15, because Beyond will be joining in April, sailing around Europe. We then have ships in the Caribbean and obviously in Alaska. And then, all things being equal, we very much look forward to a winter season as well for Australia and for Asia.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So when's the next ship coming back? When's the 12th ship?
So Silhouette will be coming back just before Beyond. Mid-April, and then Beyond will be arriving here on the 23rd of April, will be the first inaugural.
Brilliant.
And the first revenue sailing for Beyond is on the 27th of April, sailing from Southampton to Barcelona, and then she'll be spending her summer season doing the Greek Isles, so Eastern Med and also Western Med around Barcelona and Rome.
And how much capacity is left for Beyond at the moment? You've talked about a late market, is there capacity that remains on your latest hardware, your new hardware?
Yeah, no, we still got, as everybody does for the summer. Yes, there is opportunity, but overall we're very pleased with how she is performing. But yes, there are, and that's why we're doing Race to Beyond, for those agents who can really get behind it and really let their guests know and understand just this incredible ship that's going to be sailing in the Mediterranean this summer.
Of course, it's so important, isn't it? To experience the product, and then they could make a booking, just a few weeks later for the summer season, really. But
Absolutely,
those agents that have gone on beyond.
Definitely, very much so.
So what barriers remain for the cruise industry that, if they're removed, it will boost consumer confidence further? I mean, we've talked a lot with people in the sector recently about harmonization of regulations. If we can have a standard set of rules, it will encourage people to travel more, to cruise more, because there won't be a different set of rules in each country that they travel to. Is that something that you've got?
It is more complex, right? When you're on a holiday that's sailing and going from country to country, when you're traveling and going from one place to the other, then you need to just understand the protocols of the country that you're going to. One of the key things, and again, led by Andy Harmer and Claire, is the incredible work that we have been doing last year and continue to do then this year in harmonizing as much as we can with the EU to make sure that the cruise industry is not segregated from land-based holidays. And that's really important to us. We have the protocols, we have everything in place. We are traveling with a vaccinated population with strong protocols in place. And therefore, what we ask for and what we're working with this government and governments around Europe is to make sure that the cruise industry is recognized for that and not treated differently. There's still a lot of work to do on that. I have to say Robert Courts has been phenomenal and very, very appreciative of everything that the cruise industry has been doing collaboratively. And I think, again, there is no other sector that works as collaboratively as we all do, albeit that we're competitors from a commercial point of view, but to work together to show everybody, governments, to show that our guests, to show all of our trade partners that cruise is the safest holiday. So that's our big ask. Don't treat us any differently. Treat us with the respect of everything that we do as an industry to make sure that all of our guests and crew, number one, are safe, but secondly, that we offer the best holidays in the world.
Brilliant. I mean, Robert Courts has said on a Travel Weekly webcast that the cruise sector is a shining example of how to work with government. He also talked about a passenger locator form. And how they're working to standardize that. Is that something that you would like to see, harmonized with other countries?
Absolutely. Listen, the simpler we make it, the better it is for all of us. Yeah, the easier it is for consumers to understand, the easier it is for our trade partners to sell. And it just makes sense. The more that we can make things simpler and easier and uniformed, the better for all of us.
And travel agents have a crucial role, don't they? Until those rules and restrictions are harmonized across Europe, they have a role to play in terms of hand-holding with the customer and
very much so.
Things.
Yeah, that's part of where they really add value, is making sure that they're staying one step ahead of the game and really understanding what the different protocols are, what the different restrictions are. But as they get lifted, that's really good news. It's good news for all of us. The demand is there. What we're seeing, people can't wait to go on holiday. They can't wait to go on a cruise, and they can't wait to make sure that it's the best holiday ever. And based on that, they are wanting that, a lot of people have lost a lot of holidays over the last 2 years. They have money to spend and they want to make sure it's the best holiday ever. So from that point of view, the industry is in a really good position.
Brilliant. So looking ahead, beyond this summer, what's next for Celebrity in terms of ship launches? What can we expect over the next couple of years?
Well, listen, give us a chance. Let's get Celebrity Beyond launched and Silhouette back here and all the ships in Europe. It's no secret. We've then got another 2 ships in the Edge series that will be launching in due course. Ascent is the next one, and we've had the keel laying for Celebrity Ascent. But as I said, we're very focused at the moment on making sure that we have a great summer season here in Europe, that we have a great winter in the Caribbean and in Australia and Australia, New Zealand, Asia, all things being equal. And that's really what we're very much focused on at the moment, and making sure that Beyond is simply the best launch ever.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, we have every hope that it will be. And just finally, Joe, I'm conscious of time, but I wanted to talk to you about a significant pledge you made to industry charity Abta Lifeline. I
Yes.
understand it was a donation of £10,000 plus £1 for each booking made in January. Can you just tell us a little bit about that and why you decided to support Abta Lifeline in such a way?
Well, I think, during this time as an industry, so many people have been so badly hit. So many of our industry colleagues in a situation of their earnings, in situation of illness, etc. And Abta Lifeline, we've been a supporter of that for a long time, but Abta Lifeline is such an incredible charity to support those in need of the industry. And that's what we're about. We always look at a campaign that is linked to Celebrity Loves Agents. And as we spoke about it as a team, members of the team came up from a brainstorm point of view and they said, listen, more than ever, with everything that we've been through, why don't we, rather than doing a campaign that is linked to potentially, something that's quite plush and quite elegant, why don't we actually look at giving back? And that's what we very much focused in on, and that's what Abta Lifeline do. So that's what we're doing. They were delighted. We're very happy to be working with them, and watch this space, because we then will be working with them as to how that money actually what it goes towards and how we can make sure that we help those in need in the industry. So we're really proud of it, really pleased of it. They are an incredible charity, and we're delighted to be part of it.
Completely. Thank you so much, Jo, for your time today. There's some really interesting stuff and exciting few months ahead with Celebrity Beyond and the other initiatives that you're undertaking. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Harry.